Golden Age Radio is starting now. Subscribe to get future updates.
Hey everybody, get ready for some great shows. Starting out with Cavalcade of America, Lux Theater with some great Hollywood stars, Groucho Marx, one of the best comedians in history, and also followed by the hilarious Red Skelton.
Cavalcade of America, presented by DuPont. Just as the stories in tonight's program are about two journeys across the nation, so the whole series of programs in the Cavalcade of America presented by DuPont takes our listeners through the pageant of American progress. Each generation has marked new achievements, including those in the science of chemistry. As you sit at your radio tonight amidst the comforts of modern life, think for a moment of the work of chemists who have made many of those comforts possible. The ideal of the research chemist is well expressed in the phrase which has come to be known as the DuPont Chemist Pledge. Better things for better living through chemistry. As an overture, Don Voorhees and the Cavalcade Orchestra bring us a special setting of the old favorite, Wagon Wheels.
progress of transportation, like all other phases of American endeavor, has been swift and sure. The modern luxury liner, the streamlined train, and the swift transports of the skyways are a far cry from the days of the Yankee clipper ships, the stagecoach, or the covered wagon trains. And yet, the heyday of these sailing ships and horse-drawn vehicles lies within the memory of living men and women. Among their thinning ranks, there yet remain gallant survivors of frontier days, and we find one in the person of a courageous little haired lady. Her face is marked with 88 years of living, but her sharp little eyes are alive with excitement as she peers out the window of a giant transport, roaring out of the Omaha airport westbound on a night flight. The hostess speaks to her.
Everything comfortable, Mrs. Dean?
Yes, indeedy. I'd like being home in my own rocking chair, only better. My rocking chair never takes me anywhere.
Well, it's too bad you couldn't wait and take the day plane. You could see the country.
Oh, it's better this way. Being night, I can imagine it's just like it was in 56. Oh, instead of all civilized as it is now.
Oh, excuse me a minute, Mrs. Dean. The pilot's calling me.
Tell him not to spare the horsepower on my car.
I'll do that.
Well, how's the little old lady taking it, Betty?
Oh, she's grand. Just told me to tell you not to spare the horsepower.
I'll tell her we're doing 190, but I'll push her up to 220 if she's in a hurry.
Omaha calling Flight 12. Omaha calling Flight 12.
Go ahead, Omaha.
Cheyenne reports sleet, high winds, visibility 500, temperature 29. Watch for ice in your wings.
Okay, Omaha. Tell Cheyenne to put on the coffee pot. We'll soon be coming in.
Well, I hope for Mrs. Dean's sake we don't have to come down this side of Cheyenne.
Oh, don't worry about her. She'll stand this trip better than some of those modern girls back there.
Yes, she told me that she'd made this trip in 1856 in a covered wagon. It took them 3 months.
Now she's doing it in 3 hours. Uh-oh. Somebody wants a cracker. See you later, Betty.
I'll bring you a cup of tea.
Hostess,
Oh, yes, Kate?
I'm hungry. What is there to eat?
I have sandwiches. And would you care for tea or bouillon?
Sandwiches, tea, and bouillon. Well, is that all you have to offer?
Oh, I'm sorry. We don't serve meals on this run.
Well, of all the stupid things.
Now, don't be unreasonable, Diana. You had time to eat in Omaha.
I wasn't hungry then, Father. I don't see why we have to put up with so many inconveniences in this day and age. If you pardon an old lady butting into things that's none of her business, I'd say you don't know the meaning of inconveniences. I'd like to have had you along on the trip we made out of Omaha in 1856.
Do you mean to say you made a trip then? Why, that was in the days of the covered wagon.
Canastogas, we called them. I was 8 years old when I crossed with my father, Silas Perry. It must have been terribly hard. There were folks that thought so then, even then.
Won't you tell us about it?
Oh, sure. It's just an old lady's tale. Oh, please tell us about it. How long did it take? Well, our wagon train was the first out of Omaha after the spring thaw of 56. As well as I recollect, there was 40 wagons in the train to start with, nigh on to 200 men and women folks and a whole passel of young ones. Like a little town moving on wheels. The head scout, one night, was leading us across the Indian country to the Rocky Mountains. Called the men folks together outside the wagons, what had been drawn into a close circle for protection against a surprise attack.
Yeah, them slinking coyotes sound like banshees a wailing in the night.
Like as not, it's scalp hunting, too, which is worse.
Just a minute, men. Don't go stirring up imaginary dangers. There's plenty of real ones. Cherokee Joe has called us all out here. Give you the benefit of his understanding of the ways of this wild country and its savage people. Will you speak to the men, Cherokee Joe?
Joe, come on.
Well, I'm no hand with words, men. I've only this much to say. From this day forward, there'll never be an hour when danger does not wait the train behind every hillock, at every river ford, and in the tall, innocent-looking grass of the prairie itself.
We'll do as you say, Joe.
Aye, but mind ye, there's dangers within the wagon train as well as without. I've contracted to see you safe to the Rockies. Ye have appointed a committee headed by Silas Perry. You'll mind them and me. They're the only law you'll have in a lawless land, and unless you stand together, your bones will bleach on the prairie like many afore you.
I saw smoke signals to the north just around sundown, Cherokee.
Yes, Mark, I've been expecting them.
You think the Redskins know we're here?
You couldn't hide a stew pan on the prairie without the Indians knowing it was there, Mr.
Do you
Taggart.
think they'll attack us soon?
Most likely outnumber 'em now, Mr. Perry. But in 3, maybe 4 nights from now, they'll have gathered their braves.
What can we do?
There's nothing to do but push on. And beginning now, we double the sentries at night. And on the trail, every man that can carry a rifle will ride the flanks. Women folks will drive the team.
You can count on every man, woman, and child to do his part.
They must. Now, back to the wagon circle with you, and mind you, keep a close mouth of the dangers ahead. There's no need to be alarming the women folks.
That's right.
They'll know of it soon enough.
Right on, Joe. Evening to you, my Abigail.
Evening.
Still calling for your cow?
That pesky critter will be death of me before I reach California.
Don't go wandering off beyond the picket lines, Miss Abigail.
I ain't aiming to.
Well, I guess the Indians have themselves a fine milk cow by now.
Yes, it's joined up with that buffalo herd we passed today.
The land, you'd never think there was 1,000 miles from home.
Join your women folks and mind her. Not a word about what I've said.
All right, Joe.
I was but a child, but I recollect those nights and the singing around the campfires. We were happy, dreaming about our new homes beyond the mountains. My mother joined in the singing, not suspecting the terrible blow that was to strike us the next day. It was near sunset when we reached another ford of the river. Our wagon was near the end of the train. The river was swollen with melted snow and filled with ice.
Don't worry when the oxen go into the stream there. They'll swim. Just hold the rein.
Yes, Alice.
And Margaret, you keep close to your mother.
All right, Daddy.
Oh! You ready, Mr. Perry?
Aye?
Keep your oxen headed upstream. The river's deep and swift. We've lost one wagon already.
I'm riding my horse on the downside the lead on. I'll force them up the stream.
Be careful, Silas. Hold tight to your seat, Margaret.
I will, Mother. Be careful, Daddy.
Don't worry, my child. Come on, my dear. You're going.
Yep. Here. Come on. Here. Here.
Look, Mother. The water's too deep, the oxen.
Oh, don't worry, dear. They'll swim and the tunnel so grows slow. Silas! Don't keep so close to the oxen.
Keep their heads upstream.
Silas! Let's take a bite! Look out!
Get your wagon across, ma'am. I'll find him if I can.
They never found my father, but there's no turning back now, even if my mother had wanted to. But there were cheering moments. Folks lent each other a helping hand, and we even had a kind of school. All the kids would gather in one wagon, and there was a Miss Turner who taught us. When she wasn't talking with that young Culver boy from Virginia, I recall one day we was holding a spelling bee.
How do you expect to learn to read and spell if you're cut up this way? Ephraim Clay, you started this. That Yankee Jones kid stuck me with an arrow.
I didn't stick 'em hard, Miss Turner.
An arrow? Where did you get it?
My papa found it in the grass yesterday. It's real engine arrow. Here, look at it.
Put it away. And don't you dare stick any of the children again.
Yes, my won't.
Very well. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. Thomas Jones. How do you spell California?
California,
C-A-L-E-S.
Wrong. Ephraim Clay. Spell California.
I can't. But I can spell Kentucky, 'cause that's where I come from.
I can spell it, Miss Turner. C-A-L-I-F-I-F. O-R-O-N-I-A. California. That's very good, Margaret. Ephraim, how is your little brother today?
He's taken bad with pains, Miss Turner. Pa says he's afraid I won't get well. Ever.
Oh, we're all sorry to hear that, Ephraim. But I'm sure little Tommy will get well.
Oh, look, Miss Turner. Here comes Mark Cobra riding down the line of wagons.
No, never mind, children. We've lessons to do.
Miss Turner's got a bow.
Miss Turner's got a ball. Miss Turner's got a ball.
Hi. How do you like your lady schoolmarm?
Oh, swell, Mr. Culver. She don't whoop us much.
That's why they don't take duty to lady schoolmarms as a general thing. Hello, Jesse.
Why aren't you out guarding us against the Indians?
Well, I'm on sentinel duty tonight. I thought I'd drop by and ask if you'd go for a walk with me tonight when the train comes.
Well, I'll think about it.
I'll come over by your wagon. Well, kids, what are you learning?
How to spell.
Well, here's one for teacher. How do you spell love, Miss Turner?
Say, he'd rather sing. How about giving us a tune on that guitar of yours?
Sure thing.
Mr. Cobra carries the guitar to scare the Indians.
Let's scare some now. Green grow the lilacs, all sparkling with dew. And I'm lonely, my darling, stands parting with you.
It means you, Miss Turner.
And by our next meeting, I hope to prove true and change the green lilac for the red, white, and blue.
Yes, there were happy hours, even in that wild land, but never for long. That same night, the alien child of the Clay family passed away, and there was a task to be done that was mighty sad. In the darkness of the moonless night, those who were not on sentry post gathered on the treeless prairie to pay their last respects to the little one.
Earth unto the earth returneth. O Heavenly Father, consecrate this ground. In the name of thy own beloved Son. Amen.
Amen. Ephraim, take your mother back to the wagon.
Yes, Father.
Thank you kindly all. Now, I'd like to be alone for a few moments.
What have you in your hand, Brother Clay?
It's only a little cross of wood with his name carved upon it.
It'll grieve you, I know, man. But you must not put it by the grave.
You're not telling me I must leave my son here in this wilderness of grass and sand with nothing to mark his resting place?
If you mark it, the Indians will find it. Ye would not want that.
No, I did not think of that. You're right. We must leave no sign, no mark upon this lonely plain.
In the days that followed, storms, prairie fires, and Indian attacks took their toll of our little band. But life went on just the same. 2 children were born before we reached the mountain. And one evening, young Mark Oliver came up to Cherokee Joe's campfire, leading Jesse Turner by the hand.
Hi, Cherokee.
Hi, Mark. Good evening to you, Miss Turner.
Good evening to you, Joe.
It's a fine night.
Well, it's a fine night to be married. Jesse and I want to get married, Cherokee.
Well, now, glory be. Well, what do you think of that? But hey, wait a minute, you can't. There's no preacher with the wagon train.
Yeah, I know, Cherokee, but that don't matter out here. We got a Bible here, and if you'll read the service, that'll have to do till we get to a place where we can have it done right and proper.
Yeah, sounds mighty irregular. What do you think about it, Jessie?
Oh, we love each other, Joe. I don't think it'd be wrong.
Well, then I reckon...
Oh, I know you do it, Cherokee. Now, here's the Bible, and I'll go get some witnesses.
Hey, wait a bit. I'd do this for you gladly, but I can't read.
Oh, gosh, that's right, you can.
No.
Let's see, who can we get?
Oh, looky here. Folks is having a prayer meeting over by Hiram Taggart's wagon.
Yeah?
It ain't fitting and proper to keep such a joyous occasion to ourselves. Come on!
All right, come on, Jesse. We'll get Hiram Taggart to read the ceremony.
Yeah.
All right.
Reckon there ain't no harm breaking up a prayer meeting to perform a marriage ceremony.
Land, they're going to be plenty surprised.
Not as surprised as you think, son.
What do you mean?
Welcome to our little meeting, Cherokee.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sing Rock of Ages.
Just a minute, folks. Before you do any more singing, these young folks would like a marriage ceremony performed.
Yes, but we have no preacher, Cherokee.
Well, Mr. Taggart, you've presided over 3 christenings, and you've read the good book over graves of your departed ones.
I have that.
Well, I'm not what you might call a religious man, but it seems to me that marrying ain't no more sacred than them occasions that mark the beginning and the end of this life.
We'd be awful grateful if you performed the ceremony, Mr. Taggart.
Well, all right, I'll do it. But you'd best have it done over again when you reach California. What 2 of you stand up with these young people?
Since you've no near kin of your own, Miss Turner, I'll give you away if you let me.
Oh, thank you, Joe. There's no one I'd rather have.
I'll stand as witness.
Fine. Now, if you 2 join your hands, your right hand.
Join hands, that's right.
Cherokee, quick! In the moonlight, we saw them. A band of Sioux riding down from the north.
What?
Sioux?
Band of Sioux riding down from the north.
We'll keep the women singing, and the Indians will think we're not ready. Start singing, girls!
All right. Come on, let's sing.
Hurry up now, Mr. Taggart. Hurry up.
Taggart, quick, read the vows. This time.
Jesse, do you take Mark Culliver to be thy wedded husband?
I do.
Mark, do you take Jessie Turner to be thy wedded wife?
I do.
Then I pronounce you man and wife until death do you part.
Good. Quick, men, for your fist.
Oh, Jesse. Jesse, honey, I'll be back.
Wedding ceremony, but it bound those 2 together for all their lives. Our little wagon train knew all the joys and sorrows of a big town. Birth, death, marriages.
What happened when the Indians attacked, Mrs. Dean?
Our men beat off the Indians, and after many more weeks of hardships and suffering, our wagon trail rolled over the Great Divide and into California, the land of promise.
And to think that within your own lifetime you're able to span the continent in a single day. Ah, those were the days of real men and women.
No more than today. I'd have gone across prairies with those 2 young men that are piloting this airplane, and that nice young hostess who waits on us. She's brave.
I'm afraid I wouldn't have been much help to your covered wagon train, Mrs. Dean.
I wouldn't say that, child.
Oh, I'm an awful coward.
I wouldn't say you were. Here you are, thousands of feet in the clouds, flying like the wind and taking it as a matter of course.
Oh, well, that's different.
Oh, it is not so much. It's all what we're used to.
Excuse me, please. They're calling me. I wonder if we're nearly there.
Don't think so. Oh, but there goes the lights on. Fasten the seatbelts.
Everybody's belt fastened?
What's that for? We're not due for 15 minutes, are we?
No, but we're going to make an emergency landing.
I see.
Let me help fasten your belt, Mrs. Dean.
What for? I ain't going to jump out the window.
Oh, please, you must, Mrs. Dean. This is a forced landing. We may hit something. Yes, you buckle it this way.
My goodness gracious, for a girl that thinks she's scared, you're acting cool as a cucumber.
But I'm not. I'm scared silly. Don't worry, Mrs. Dean. Everything's all right.
I ain't worrying.
Give me a hand, Mrs. Dean.
I figured you'd come through all right. If his end time came, miss.
There's the ground.
Mrs. Dean, are you all right? Of course I am. Oh, thank goodness. Well, we won't be here long. We've radioed ahead, and the boys from the airport are sending cars right now. My, that radio's simply amazing. You're amazing, Mrs. Dean. I never saw anyone so calm.
Land sakes, Charles. You'd have been right to home in those covered wagon days yourself.
There's a world of wisdom in the words of the gallant old lady. She knew the rugged courage of covered wagon days, yet recognized in her pilots and fellow passengers that self-same courage. The people of America have blazed a trail from the past to present, a trail that leads onward into the future. The Cavalcade of America.
The tremendous strides made by transportation in recent years almost literally have made the nation a neighborhood, with the typical characteristics of each section familiar to nearly everyone. For example, we associate Pittsburgh with steel, Detroit with automobiles, Schenectady with electricity, and Wilmington, Delaware with the chemical industry. Yet, curiously enough, though the DuPont Company has had its headquarters in Wilmington for 134 years, and still maintains its main offices and principal research laboratories in that city, DuPont has no chemical manufacturing plants at all in Wilmington, and only 2 in Delaware. Chemistry has moved forward with complete disregard of geographical lines. 7 DuPont plants dot New England, where America's chemical industry began. But as the nation pushed west and south, chemistry marched with it. In all, DuPont maintains 76 factories located in every part of the country, producing chemical products to aid in the manufacture of steel, the mining of coal, the weaving of textiles, the fabrication of rubber, the refining of oil, and an almost endless list of other useful activities. Thus, the DuPont Company's chemical production is as national as the language. Also, it is as local as the city hall or the butcher and baker. In these many communities in 25 states, local men and women make possible the operation of the DuPont plants. They create trade at local stores. They buy local materials. They pay local taxes. It is a wonderful tribute to American ingenuity and American opportunity that from the test tube of the chemist there has arisen an industry which employs more than 250,000 people and which, through its purchases of raw materials and its services to more than 100 other industries, gives work or income to hundreds of thousands of others. DuPont alone, as a representative chemical manufacturer, furnishes direct employment to 50,000 Americans and distributes its earnings in dividends to an additional 66,000. Speaking of chemistry's service to other industries, brings to mind that outstanding example, the motor car. This week, the eyes of the nation are on the new models being displayed at the automobile show in New York. The modern car is really chemistry on wheels. For a chemical reaction, the combustion of gasoline provides its power, and chemistry contributes to the manufacture of practically every part. DuPont, for instance, produces chemicals that improve motor fuels and oils, plastics for safety glass and interior appointments, quick-drying, durable finishes, chemicals for plating and hardening metals, products that make tires last longer, and many others. Yes, tremendous advances have been made in chemistry, yet the possibilities have scarcely been touched. America can look forward confidently to a far greater enrichment of its national life as chemical research continues to develop an infinite number of better things for better living through chemistry. The story of Charles Goodyear and his discovery of the process for vulcanizing rubber will be heard next week at this same time when DuPont presents The Cavalcade of America. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
You are listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR. Brought to you by G3PL.com.
From Hollywood, California, the Lux Radio Theater presents Marlene Dietrich and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. in The Song of Songs with Lionel Atwill.
Lux presents Hollywood. We want to thank all of you for your loyalty to our product, Lux Flakes, the loyalty which makes this program possible. The lights of our marquee blaze forth tonight with the names of Marlene Dietrich, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Lionel Atwill, and Pedro de Cordova. And as guests, Walt Disney, creator of Mickey Mouse and the Silly Symphonies. Louis Silvers conducts our orchestra, and our entire production is under the direction of Hollywood's master showman. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
Greetings from Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen. The taxicab drivers of New York are known as the most efficient, London's the most patient, and those of Paris the most impetuous and chivalrous in the world. The Parisian cabbies first proved themselves during the World War, when they loaded their whimsical chariots with troops and raced them to the front in defense of their city. Several weeks ago, they proved their gallantry for the second time. It was while Marlene Dietrich was in Paris. Miss Dietrich, of course, used cabs many times. But without exception, every driver refused to accept a fare or a tip. No amount of persuasion from the embarrassed Marlene did the slightest good. The drivers met her proffered francs with Gallic gallantry, smiled faintly, bowed deeply, and asked as their only reward permission to shake her hand. Each of them volunteered his services for the remainder of the day, and Marlene was unable to convince them that they had families to support and that the landlord isn't paid with handshakes. Miss Dietrich also visited London. While there, she saw the play French Without Tears and liked it so well that she asked Paramount to buy it. The result? She starts work on the picture next month. Marlene expects to visit London again next summer. But then her passport will read, Marlene Dietrich, citizen of the United States. Tonight, Miss Dietrich reenacts one of her most memorable screen characterizations, the role of Lily in The Song of Songs. Solomon gave us the title. Herman Suderman wrote the book. Edward Sheldon the play, and Paramount produced the picture. Opposite Miss Dietrich, as Richard Waldo, is Douglas Fairbanks Jr., whom I'm proud to have known since his Knickerbocker days, when he and one of my daughters did their algebra problems on the floor of my home. It's hard to believe that this young man has been in pictures 15 years. Well named the international ambassador from Hollywood, Doug has made several films in England and has also taken an active part in producing pictures. His last visit abroad was after he made The Prisoner of Zenda, but he was promptly summoned home to star with Ginger Rogers in Having Wonderful Time. He leaped across the 7,000 miles in about 6 days, including a few hours stop in New York to see the stage play. His next RKO film co-stars him with Irene Dunn and is tentatively called Joy of Loving. From the film cast of The Song of Songs is Lionel Atwill as Baron von Meersbach. This splendid character actor, most recently seen in The Great Garrick and Lancer Spy, has been host these past few days to his brother-in-law, James Cromwell, husband of the former Doris Duke. Pedro de Cordova will be heard as the art dealer. And now, the Lux Radio Theater delivers its Christmas present to the radio listeners of America. We raise the curtain on The Song of Songs, starring Marlene Dietrich and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. with Lionel Atwill. The Orient Express, Berlin to Constantinople, threads its way across the hills of Central Europe. In a third-class compartment, a young girl in peasant dress sits stiffly on the edge of her seat. She's been that way from early morning until night, her meager possessions in a bundle on her lap. In her eyes, an expression of mingled fear and expectation. The conductor opens the compartment door.
evening, Fräulein.
Good evening.
Well, we're almost there now. A few more minutes.
You will let me know when we come to Vienna.
You know it. Vienna never sleeps. Is this your first visit?
Yes, I'm going to my aunt.
Oh, you will like it in Vienna, Fräulein.
Thank you. It frightens me a little.
You'll get used to it. Tickets.
Vienna, Orient Express for Budapest and Constantinople, Vienna.
Take your bundle, Fräulein.
Carry your bundle, Fräulein.
Carry your bundle, Fräulein. Porter.
Carriage, Fräulein.
Carriage here, carriage, Fräulein.
Carriage, Fräulein. Any place in Vienna. Right here, Fräulein. I'll take your bundle.
Thank you.
Where to, Fräulein?
This address, please. It's written on the card. I don't know where it is.
Oh, I'll find it. Don't worry about that, Fräulein.
It's a bookshop.
Bookshop. We'll be there in no time. Get in, Fräulein. Get in, please. Get in. Oh. Here, Fräulein. The bookshop, eh?
Yes. How much, please?
10 shillings, Fräulein.
10 shillings. Here.
Thank you, Fräulein.
What is it?
Good evening, Tante Rasmussen.
Oh, so you're Lily. Come in. Did you have to arrive in the middle of the night?
It was the only train I could get, Tante Rasmussen.
Well, aren't you going to kiss your old aunt?
Of course.
Let me look at you. I'd forgotten people wore clothes like that.
They're all I have.
Well, come on. You'll find this room in here behind the shop. I've got it fixed for you. Go on.
Thank you.
What have you got in that bundle?
Just a few things.
Open it up.
It's just a comb and my brush.
What's this? A Bible?
It was my father's.
Is that all your scamp of a father left you? A Bible?
He wasn't a scamp. He was a good man.
I don't know what he was good for, dying off and leaving you a charge on your distant relations. Well, at least he taught you to read. That's something. You may be some use about the shop after all.
Father was a good man. Every night these last few years since he got sick, he used to make me read to him from this.
The Lamentations of Job, no doubt.
No, the Song of Solomon. He loved it best. The Song of Songs. It's beautiful.
Beautiful?
He was a good man.
All right. Have you had your supper?
I'm not hungry, thanks.
Then you might as well go to bed. In the morning, I'll start teaching you about the books. I lock up tonight, but after this, you do it.
Yes, Tante.
Now, get to bed. And don't keep the lamp on all night reading your Song of Songs.
I don't have to read it anymore. I know it by heart.
Good night.
Good night, Tante. On my bed I sought him, whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and in the broad ways I will seek him, whom my soul loveth. I will seek him, whom my soul loveth. This book is 2 shillings to buy or 1 penny a day for renting.
I'll rent it, please.
Yes, Frau Holden.
You can charge it, I suppose.
Yes, Frau Holden. Good day.
Good day.
Good morning, sir. You're looking for a book?
Huh?
I said, you're looking for a book.
That's what people usually come in a bookshop for.
I'm sorry. I thought perhaps I could help you.
Well, you can't. No one can. I'm lost. You understand? Lost in a sea of... Oh. Hello.
Hello?
Who are you?
I work here. I'm Mrs. Rasmussen's niece.
I don't believe it.
What?
An old witch like Rasmussen couldn't have a niece like you. Who are you?
I'm Mrs. Rasmussen's niece.
Well, you ought to know. How long have you been here?
Just a little while. What kind of book were you looking for, please?
Book? What have you got on sculpturing?
There's some on the shelf over here.
Oh, I've got those. Read them all, cover to cover, nothing in them.
Then I don't know.
What I need is something inspirational.
Inspirational?
Yes, you know, something that'll make you work when you don't want to.
I'm afraid I can't help you.
No? Well, I wouldn't be too sure about that.
You are Mr. Waldo, aren't you?
That's right. Richard Waldo, New York, Paris, and Vienna. How did you know?
I've heard some of the people talk of you. People that come in the shop.
Oh, yes? What did they say?
Well, they said that...
Never mind. I don't want to hear it. Did you ever model?
Model?
For an artist, for a sculptor?
Oh, no.
Well, you ought to. You're beautiful.
Please,
Don't be so modest. I didn't say you're a beautiful woman. I said you're a beautiful model. There's a difference.
Oh, is there?
How would you like to model for me?
Oh, but I couldn't.
Don't be silly. Let me see your profile.
But you don't know.
Perfect. You'd be a wonderful model.
But my aunt...
No, your aunt's too fat. Now, look. You come to my studio, 7 o'clock. It's just across the street, 3rd floor, on your right.
I think you must be crazy.
Sure, that's why I'm a sculptor. I'll be expecting you then.
I can't come.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
You're looking for a book, Mr. Waldo?
Yes. I found one. Yeah. You'll send that over to my studio, please?
Of course.
Thank you. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What book is that?
Oh, what?
That book he bought. Let me see it. Embroidery and needlepoint for beginners.
Come in. Well, who is it? Oh.
You told me to come.
Of course, come in. I've been expecting you.
I brought your book.
Oh, that. Thank you. Sit down.
No, I can't stay. Tante Rasmussen doesn't know I'm here. If she did,
What's the matter? You're not afraid of her?
Yes.
So am I.
Is this where you work?
Yes, it's messy, but it's home. Look, I made some sketches of you already. Like to see them?
Sketches of me?
Yes, from memory. I've got a figure to do, life-size marble. These are studies for it. They're not very good.
Oh, I think they're beautiful. But they're not like me.
You don't think so?
Oh, this one is like someone in the Bible.
What's that? Let me see.
You know, the girl in the Song of Songs. The way I see her. Young, very fair. She has never loved. But she knows that one day she will. And that's what she waits for. Standing so straight, her head high, listening, waiting.
Don't move.
What?
Don't move.
But I don't know what...
Put your arms down, close to your sides. Palms out, head up. Up. That's it. The Song of Songs. It's perfect.
Please, if you don't mind.
It's just what I've been looking for. Get up on that platform over there.
But I can't.
What's your name?
My name is Lily, but...
Then don't argue, Lily. Now, take the same pose. Come on. We'll make a sketch first. Right. Tired?
A little.
All right, you can rest now.
Thank you.
I'll get it. Next the clay and then the marble. And then a song out of marble. A song of songs. Who is it?
Am I welcome?
Oh, come in.
I was passing and saw your light. I thought I'd come up and see how you were getting along with my statue.
Well, I made a sketch of it. Like it?
Very good.
Well, you see what I'm getting at.
I think so. Very interesting. Aren't you going to introduce me?
Oh, sorry. Baron von Merzbach. Lily.
How do you do?
How do you do? So you are Richard's inspiration, huh? These artists are privileged people.
I think I'd better go now.
Oh, please, don't run away on my account. You see, I'm not altogether an intruder. The statue our young friend is to make of you will belong to me.
It's late. I really have to go. Good night.
Good night. Tomorrow evening?
I try.
A lovely girl. Where did you find her?
Oh, I ran across her.
Oh, she's not a professional model?
No, she works in the bookshop across the way. Why?
Well, she interests me.
Oh, yes?
But of course, Richard, if there's any reason why I shouldn't...
None at all. She's nothing to me.
Oh, that's fine. Because she interests me very much.
The armature, Baron. That's just a frame for the clay model.
I see.
Now, don't move, Lily. It's very rough yet, but in a few weeks it'll... You ready to cut the marble soon? Eyes open, Lily, please.
Charming.
Excuse me, Baron.
Huh? Oh, am I on your way? I'm sorry. Lovely. The marble is superb. And when do you suppose it will be finished?
Oh, I don't know. By New Year's, perhaps. Sooner if you'd let us alone, Baron.
Oh, my friend, you're annoyed with me. Oh, very well. I'll not come again. I will keep out of your way. Huh?
Christmas, Richard.
Lily, where in heaven's name have you been?
I know. I'm late. Third time this week. Oh, Richard, so many people in the shop all day, all evening.
What's that got to do with me? Christmas Eve is the same as any other for an artist.
I'm sorry, Richard.
What have you got there?
Flowers.
I can see that. What are they for?
I don't know.
Where'd you get them?
A man.
What man, the Baron?
No, I didn't know him. I met him downstairs in the street.
You mean to say you accepted flowers from a stranger in the street?
He was very handsome.
What's that to do with it?
Nothing.
Perfect stranger, and you accept... It's indecent.
Jealous?
No, I'm not jealous. Throw those flowers away.
I won't.
Throw them away, do you hear? Give them to me.
No, let me go.
Come on, give them to me.
Oh, you're hurting me.
Oh, Lily, I didn't mean it.
Look, you've crushed the flowers. And I bought them for you.
Oh, darling, please forgive me.
Why?
Because I love you, Lily. Because I love you, darling.
Richard, did you just find that out?
I don't know. I should have known always.
I have known. From the first night I came here. I saw things then for the first time. The gold in the sunlight, the deep brown of the earth, the whiteness of the snow. So beautiful.
I won't have you squandering your love that way. What about me?
When I put my hands on the earth, it's you I'm touching. The wind on my face is your kiss. You are in everything I think and feel and do, and will be till I die.
You feel that way? You shouldn't, Lily.
Shouldn't? Why?
Don't love too much, ever. We weren't made to love that much.
You don't want me to love you?
Yes, I do. I do, Lily.
Then that's my way. The way of the girl you have carved from the cold stone. But her heart is not cold. And she says, set me as a seal upon thine arm, as a seal upon thine heart. For love is strong as death.
Richard? Here.
No.
Fill up your glass.
I said no. Go on with what you were saying, Baron.
Well, you don't seem anxious to hear it.
I am.
I said my interest in Lily was not frivolous. In fact, I may say my interest is far less frivolous than your own.
What do you mean?
You've been in love before, Richard. And why not? You're young, good-looking, talented. But where are they now, these women?
In love with someone else, I hope, and very happy.
You hope, but you don't know. You don't care, really. I don't want that to happen to Lily.
What makes you think it will?
Nothing. But it has happened before. It may happen again. And I want her.
You want her?
Give her to me, Richard. I need her and you don't. I can make her happy and you won't. I'm rich. I can give her anything. I can educate her, refine her. I can make her the Baroness von Mechbach.
Are you serious?
Doesn't it sound as if I were?
What do you want me to do?
Step aside, Richard. Go away for a while. Give me a chance to see her. What can you give her? A little happiness, perhaps? But for how long? You can't marry her, Richard. You can't drag her down into poverty. And sooner or later, you'd have to choose between her and your career. Which will win? Which?
Shut up.
Oh, no. Don't be angry with me, Richard. Think of her. Well, Richard?
Go away. Let me alone. I want to think.
Richard, why don't you... Oh.
Come in, Lily.
Where's Richard? What has happened here? Where's the things? The statues.
Lily.
Where's Richard? Where's he?
He's gone.
Gone? Gone where?
Away. To Italy, I think. He asked me to see you and explain.
Italy? When is he coming back?
Not for a long time. Perhaps never.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Don't take it too hardly, Lily. He isn't worth it. No man is.
When did he go?
This afternoon. Early. He told me yesterday he thought it would be best for you and for him.
Yesterday? Then he knew. He knew and he didn't tell me.
He hadn't the heart, Lily. That's why I'm here. Lily. Lily, don't cry. Don't you see it had to end this way sooner or later? He never really loved you. And I do. Let me take care of you, Lily.
Go away, please. Go away.
While I live, you'll have everything you need, everything you want. After my death, and it may not be so long, you'll have the estate.
No.
Is it because of him? Are you going to let him spoil your life? He didn't let you disturb his. He didn't consider you his equal. Well, I do. Come with me and I'll make you his equal. I'll clothe you and teach you. I'll make a great lady out of you. I'll make you my wife. My wife, Lily. And when you meet him again, you'll be the Baroness von Mechbach. The Baroness, Lily. And he'll be nobody. Obscure, penniless, living in garrets. And you can buy a statue from him, perhaps, for charity's sake. Is it worth it, Lily? For his lies?
There were lies. All of them.
Then let me help you, Lily. Make him pay for them. Oh, it will be sweet, Lily.
Yes. It will be sweet.
of Songs is completed. We'll take a brief intermission now and then return to Marlene Dietrich, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and Lionel Atwell in Act 2 of our play. In this intermission time, let's step on radio's magic carpet and fly to a home in an eastern town where everything is in a state of tense excitement. Marjorie, the older daughter of the house, a college freshman, has just come home for Christmas. The family are gathered round the fire, eager for all of the news of college.
Gosh, it's nice to be home.
But you're happy at college, dear.
Oh, I love it, Mother. Of course, they work as hard.
Well, we don't want to hear about work, Marge.
Why, Dottie,
dear.
dear.
Please, Mother, I want to know about the parties and the games and what the girls wear.
Oh, hold on, sis. One question at a time. Well, about clothes. We just live in sweaters, and we usually wear them over silk blouses, just as I am now.
That sweater still looks very nice, dear. Just as pretty and soft as when we bought it last fall.
I guess the credit goes to Lux. I washed it oodles of times, just the way you told me to.
Well, there's nothing like Lux Flakes, dear. I'm glad you remembered that.
Oh, Lux is the college girl's pal, Mother. Nearly all the girls Lux stockings, undies, and sweaters. It doesn't shrink wool, thank goodness. I simply despise shrunken sweaters as socks.
It's a good thing to remember that Lux won't shrink woolens, won't fade colors. It's safe for anything that's safe in water alone. And now, our producer, Mr. DeMille.
We continue with the Song of Songs, starring Marlene Dietrich and Douglas Fairbanks Jr., with Lionel Atwell. A year has passed, a long, dull year filled with bitterness and disillusionment. As the Baroness von Merzbach, Lily lives only for the time when she will see Richard again, to humble him with the difference in their rank. The Baron, failing in health, has grown jealous of his young wife. In the library of their country house, he stands by the window looking out. Suddenly he turns and addresses the housekeeper savagely.
Where is she? Where is she?
I've told you. For the fourth time, she's gone riding.
Doesn't she know we are having guests?
I told her that.
Riding.
It's her own suggestion that she learn. Along with her French and her music and her singing, you suggested that she...
I didn't intend her to be out every day.
No? Then perhaps you shouldn't have provided so handsome a master.
What?
He is handsome, your riding master. And young.
Be quiet. Please remember you are my housekeeper. Nothing more. When I want your opinion, I'll ask.
I've been your housekeeper for 10 years. It's only recently that I've been reminded of it.
That's enough. When she comes in, I want to see her. Once. You understand?
I understand.
Oh. Shall we rest a while, Baroness?
I think so.
Oh, let me help you down. There we are.
Thank you. It is very beautiful here.
Yes, I come here often by myself.
Why have you never brought me?
Well, it's rather silly. This place is a sort of retreat for me, a sacred resting ground. Whenever things look hopeless and black, I come here to be alone.
Are things so hopeless now?
Yes, Baroness. They have been for a long time.
How long?
Since I first came here. Since I first met you.
I'm sorry you said that. I think tomorrow I shall ride alone.
Because you want to, Baroness? Or because you're afraid?
I'm not afraid.
I've watched you in that house. Your soul is dying there. I've watched you with me. I've seen you smile.
It meant nothing.
It did to me. Lily, I love you.
Let go of my hand, please.
No, you've got to listen to me. You've got to.
That was not meant to hurt you. Only to prove to you that our rides together have been only that. We will not ride tomorrow.
Well, so you've decided to come back.
Miss Volk said you wished to see me.
Where have you been?
I've been riding.
Alone, I suppose.
No. Hereafter I will be.
Isn't it a bit soon?
I learned quickly.
Well, you better go and get dressed.
Yes, I will.
We're having guests for dinner, or I should say, guest. Our friend Richard is coming.
What?
You're surprised, eh?
He's coming here tonight?
Yes. And you must look your prettiest, my dear. I want to see you together. You and your old friend, the starving artist and the Baroness von Merzbach. Sit down, Richard. Sit down. You arrived just in time, huh? Nasty weather.
Yes.
Cigarette?
No, thank you.
Lily will be down in a moment. Oh, you'll be surprised at the change in her. She's a woman, Richard. Matured. Beautiful.
You said something in your letter about...
About a business matter. Yes. I've been thinking, Richard. That statue. What was it? The Song of Songs. Where is it?
I never finished it.
What? Why, it was almost done. It was...
I never finished it.
I see.
Of course, I know you paid for it. I'll do something else for you. I'll pay you the money back. I can get it somehow.
No. Forget it, my friend. Forget it. And you've already paid me back, you know. I have the original.
Lily.
Come in, my dear.
Good evening. Good evening, Richard.
What, Lily? No kiss for me this evening?
Of course. It was nice that you could come, Richard. You're always glad to welcome old friends.
Thank you.
Dinner is served, Your Excellency.
Ah, dinner. Take the Baroness, Richard. Go on. The young before the old. The young before the old. And he said he never finished it. Never finished the statue after spending months of work on it. There's an artist for you. We'll drink to him, huh? More wine, Lily.
I've had enough, thank you.
I see you think that I have had enough also. But tonight, I go the limit. We celebrate, huh? Isn't she lovely, Richard? Isn't she everything I said? Huh? And you must hear her sing, my boy. You'll sing for Richard, won't you, my dear? In French. She speaks French and rides. Yes, like a real lady, Richard. A real baroness. Excuse me. And just to think, I owe all my happiness to you.
You exaggerate, Baron.
Not at all. You didn't know that, did you, my dear? That when I told Richard how I felt about you, he,
Go on. Why did you stop?
Well, because it seemed to me that Richard kicked me under the table.
He must have had a reason.
No, he's just modest. Likes to pretend he's a cynic. Doesn't want his good deeds known.
I'm modest enough to wish we'd talk about someone else.
No. I like to hear about good deeds. What did he do?
Well, he stepped aside when I wanted you.
Did he?
Yes. With rare friendship, he gave you to me.
How touching.
One of the most beautiful gestures I have ever encountered. Beautiful.
Yes, I can just see the scene. You two bartering as to which one should have me.
Lily.
And he gave me to you.
Lily, don't.
As if I weren't a human being, but something to be passed on from one pair of hands to another.
No, you don't understand.
You'll forgive me, please. I forgot for a moment that I was a baroness. A baroness has no emotions. Excuse me.
Lily. Come back. Listen, Lily. Fool you. Why did you tell her that?
Do her good. Do her good.
Well, I'm going to tell her the truth. All of it. Lily. Lily, where are you? Lily!
I beg your pardon, sir. The Baroness has gone out.
Which way?
Along the garden path, sir. Toward the lodge. I'm rather worried.
Lily! Lily, where are you? Lily, wait! Wait! Where are you going?
Let me alone.
You can't go running around in the dark. Listen to me.
I've had enough for one night.
You haven't heard anything. You're coming away from here. I'm taking you back to Vienna with me tonight.
You think I would go with you now?
You've got to. You can't stay here any longer. I won't let you stay. I can see what it's doing to you. Lily.
Let me go. I thought I wanted to see you again. I don't. I thought it would give me strength to see you crawl before me. Well, it doesn't. You're not even that much good to me.
Lily, don't. Don't hate me so. I want to help you.
Help me? That's what he said. He wanted to help me, too. Well, I don't need your help. I have everything I want.
Except love, and you can't live without love.
I have that, too.
What?
Yes, I have that, too. There's a boy here. A boy who loves me. I'm going to him now.
You're lying.
Am I? Do you see that light between the trees? He lives there, in the lodge. I'm going to him now.
Lily, don't.
Have I hurt you, Richard? Is there an ache in your throat? Do your eyes sting like fire? Mine did.
I love you, Lily.
Richard, don't love too much. We weren't made to love that much. Goodbye.
Lily! 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 Baroness.
Let me in. Shut that door, please.
Baroness, why did you come here? I could have come to the house if you wanted.
No, I just want to stay here for a moment.
But this afternoon, you said.
This has nothing to do with this afternoon.
I don't understand.
There's nothing for you to understand. I want to stay here, that's all.
I'm sorry.
You may sit down.
But do you think it's quite safe? If anyone saw you come here, Baroness.
Someone did see me.
What?
I meant him to see me. He'll be gone soon, and then I'll leave.
But you'll never get back if the storm breaks. That struck close. Did you feel it? I thought I heard...
Stay where you are, please.
Look, that light. It's fire. It struck out there on the porch. The whole place will be blazing in a minute. Come on. We can't get out that way. It's a furnace. The whole front of the lodge. Come on, the back way, quickly. We can go through the... Baroness, don't stand there. Baroness! Baroness, are you mad? The whole place is going up.
Bring her over here.
Is she still unconscious?
Lay her down on the ground.
She's not burned. It's just smoke. I tried to get her out, but she wouldn't come. I had to carry her.
Have you sent for a doctor?
She's all right now. She's opening her eyes.
Get out of the way. Out of my way.
Miss Smoke. Miss Smoke. The Baroness
Is she all right?
Yes, I think so.
Then get back to the house. Go on, all of you. I'll take care of her myself. Baroness. Baroness, look at me. Are you all right now?
Yes?
Then try to stand up. Quickly. You've got to leave here. Do you understand?
Leave?
Get on your feet. The Baron. He knows you were in the lodge. He's coming down here now. He'll kill you. He'll kill you if he finds you. Can you walk?
Yes.
We'll go by the back gate. Hold on to my arm. Take the road to the town. There's a train at midnight. We'll have to hurry. Here's money. Don't miss that train. Do you hear? Do you hear?
I hear.
Go on now. The gate's open. I'll send your things after you. Oh, you little fool, you. Where will you be? Where will you be?
I don't know. I don't know.
We pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System. In a moment, Marlene Dietrich and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. with Lionel Atwill return to the stage for Act 3 of The Song of Songs. In this brief intermission, we bring you special Christmas news. A new way to make your Christmas tree more glittering, more exciting. Decorate it with real-looking snow. You can make it easily with Lux Flakes and apply it in no time. Here's how you do it. Pour a box of Lux Flakes into a big bowl or dishpan and add lukewarm water. You don't need much water, only about 2 scant cups to a big box of Lux. Then beat up with an egg beater. Soon you'll have a bowlful of pure white suds that look like whipped cream. Then, right away, take handfuls of this whipped-up mixture and spread with your fingers along the branches of your Christmas tree. While it's still moist, and if you want an even more glittering effect, sprinkle the tree with that shiny artificial Christmas snow you get in the stores. You'll have the loveliest effect imaginable. Your tree seems covered with glistening, soft, freshly fallen snow. This new way of decorating your Christmas tree is practical, too. It clings to the pine needles and keeps them from drying and falling off so soon. Try this easy, inexpensive tree decoration. White trees are smarter than ever this year. Remember, Lux Flakes, a little water, about 2 scant cups of water to a big box of Lux, and beat it with an egg beater. Remember to have a large box of Lux Flakes on hand so you'll have plenty of snow. Back now to Mr. DeMille, our stars, and play.
Marlena Dietrich, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and Lionel Atwell resume the Song of Songs. More months have passed, and Lily has vanished, lost in the maze of the city. In Richard's studio, the statue of the Song of Songs stands completed, gleaming with a ghostly radiance. Richard, looking tired and worn, exhibits some of his work to a dealer.
Here's one. There's Dove here. You can have it for 10 shillings.
10 shillings? That is very cheap.
I need the money.
Unfortunately, I have no need for the statue.
Oh, there's a mate that goes with it. With the holidays coming on,
The holidays are not important in my shop.
Oh.
My clients... What's this?
What?
This life-size marble. Is it yours?
Yes.
The Song of Songs. Very beautiful. How much do you want?
For that? It's not for sale.
Oh, come, Waldo. You don't have to deal that way with me. I'll give you a fair price. I'll give you 1,000 shillings.
No.
More, perhaps.
I said no.
Whom did you make it for?
The Baron von Merzbach.
The Baron von Didn't he die recently? I thought I read in the paper that he...
You might have, but the statue is not for sale.
Very well. I know better than to argue with an artist. But if you should ever change your mind, Waldo, I'd like the first bid.
What about the other things?
Frankly, they're not very good. Not for my purposes, anyway.
But I've got to sell something. You can name your own price. I've got to have money.
There's nothing I want, Waldo, except... No. Well, good night, Waldo.
Good night.
Good morning. Good morning. Something for the holidays? A gift, perhaps? Oh, it's you again.
Good morning, Mrs. Rasmussen. Have you any word yet?
No, I haven't. I should think you'd be tired of asking.
You'll let me know, won't you?
Oh, I'll let you know. I don't want her on my hands again. Ungrateful little fool. She'd be on velvet now if she'd had any sense. What with him dying. But did she think of me? Did she think once of her old aunt? No. Off she went. Where?
I've looked every place. They've never even heard of her.
Have you tried the gutter? She may be there.
If she is, I'd put her there. And I'll bring her back.
You want a table, sir?
No, I'm just looking.
Yes, sir.
Looking? What do you mean, looking?
Don't you like it?
People come here to spend.
Then I'll get out.
Hello, Waldo. Merry Christmas, Waldo.
Hello, Anton. Excuse me, will you?
No. Sit down, Waldo. Sit down here.
I can't now. I've got to get...
Oh, what's the matter?
That girl over there, at that table.
Oh, that's Lily. She sings here.
Tell her I want to see her, will you? Right away, outside.
Oh, sure. Hey, Lily.
Lily.
What do you want?
Aren't you glad to see me?
I saw you come in. What do you want?
I've been looking everywhere for you. What are you doing in this place?
I've had to work.
You could have come to me, you know that. Why didn't you?
Why didn't I? You asked me that? Excuse me, I must get back.
You're not going back in there. You're coming with me now.
Am I?
Lily, what's happened to you? You're changed. You're hard. You're bitter.
I wouldn't be a good model now. The freshness is gone. Did you expect anything else? Why have you been looking for me? Why did you come here? Did you expect to find me as I used to be?
Lily, we can't talk here. Please come with me.
Very well. Why not?
Go in, Lily. It's the same place, you see. I've changed things around a little, but some of the pieces are gone. Not many, I'm afraid. Sit down.
You haven't done so well either. Have you, Richard?
No, Lily.
You said you never finished the statue.
I did, later.
No office?
No office. It's my best work, too. It's the only worthwhile thing I've ever done in my life.
Why did you bring me here? To talk about her?
And about ourselves. I brought you here because I thought when you saw this room again, you'd remember another Christmas. Centuries ago, Lily. You bought flowers for me. Do you remember?
I have no flowers now.
I brought you here because I thought you might love me again as you once did.
I never did.
That isn't true.
I never did. There was a young girl once, centuries ago, who came up those stairs as I did tonight. She loved you. With all her soul, she loved you. I'm not that girl.
You are in your heart.
In my heart, least of all. Shall I tell you something? Sometimes that young girl comes to me at night. And she used to go to you. She whispers those words to me. The words you love to hear. I sought him, whom I so loved. I sought him, but I found him not. I called him, but he gave me no answer.
Lily.
The watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me. They wounded me. They took away my veil from me.
Lily, don't. I love you. I do love you.
Then you love someone who's dead. You love a corpse. I'm dead. What right has she to live? That statue there. Let her die too.
Lily, don't touch it.
Let her die. Let her die. Let her die.
Lily, look at me.
Let me go.
Never, Lily. Never. Don't you see, darling? We can start again. You've destroyed her, and we can start again. She should have died, because we profaned her. And now we'll make another, you and I. Another song of songs, more beautiful than the last. Because our love is still there. It is there, Lily. We've kept it alive under everything.
Richard. Richard.
What was it in a song? What was it, Lily?
Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death.
Song of Songs is ended, but Marlene Dietrich, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and Lionel Atwill will be heard again before we say goodnight. Hollywood, land of perpetual sunshine, December roses, and rising temperatures, is going to have a snow-white Christmas. Yes, it's true. But before I completely confound our Chamber of Commerce, let me explain myself. Tomorrow night in the Carthy Circle Theater, scene of epic Hollywood premieres, another chapter in motion picture history will be written when Walt Disney presents the first full-length animated film ever made, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. For giving us Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and the Silly Symphonies, The world owes Walt a great debt. He was the first to make animated cartoons in sound and then in color. And with Snow White, he pioneers once again in a picture that took 3 years to make and involved more than 2 million individual drawings. Walt is standing beside me now. I should say he's quaking beside me now. He's nervous, trembling, and out of breath. Buck up, Mr. Disney. What's wrong?
Nothing much. Except I've been running around in circles so long, it's getting to be a habit.
Coffee circles?
Well, that's just one of them. I think I've got stage fright.
No, you've got premiere fright, which is much worse.
You ought to know you've produced and opened more than 200 pictures.
Yes, and I'm just as scared the 200th time as I was the first. But I hear Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is the screen's greatest innovation in years.
Well, your own first full-length picture, The Squaw Man, was considered quite a departure. After all, people had only seen two-reelers up to then.
So I can forgive your condition tonight, even though you look as though you've done all the work yourself.
Oh, far from it. If I'd tried to make this picture by myself, working 8 hours a day and going to a sanitarium for 2 weeks each summer, it would have taken me 250 years.
And you figured that wasn't quite fast enough. Anyway, lots of luck.
Pardon me, did you say lots of Lux?
I said luck. But the name Snow White suggests Lux Flake. So that Lux Flakes maybe played some part in your production.
Well, I'm grateful to Lux Flakes. They made Snow White a household word to women who wash their own fine things, long before I ever thought of putting her on the screen. I also understand that Lux Flakes play a big part in cutting down Hollywood's wardrobe bill, which reminds me how costly a young lady Snow White was to clothe. We figure her costumes cost about $100,000.
Just a minute, Walt. How do you figure that when all our costumes were made with paint and brush?
But it's true, even though she wears only 2 dresses, and both of them are drawings. You take the salary of the artists and the animators, and there are hundreds of them. The cost of the paints, colors, photography, and Technicolor, and little Snow White's 2 dresses add up to $100,000. The cost of our entire picture is almost as much as your own new film, The Buccaneer.
And yet you didn't have to pay the salary of a single star. We who produce pictures with human beings figure their salaries alone consume 25% of our budgets. So with $1.5 million invested, I can understand in more ways than one why you may be nervous.
I guess it wouldn't be normal if I weren't nervous. But Snow White is a goal we've been aiming at for 10 years. There won't be any Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck to attract the people. They'll all be brand new characters.
And I suppose after Snow White is successfully launched, you'll sit back and take it easy for a while.
Are you going to stop work after The Buccaneer?
I haven't begun to work yet.
Well, we won't stop either. It's just the beginning for us. We're going to make more feature-length animated productions and try to make use of all that we've learned in the 3 years required to produce Snow White. We don't think we know so much even now, and we're using all the outside advice we can get.
What sort of outside advice?
Well, there's Sidney Franklin, for example, the man who directed Good Earth. He seems to think our cartoon medium is important, and he's offered to work with us in directing Bambi, the famous story of the little deer. We've also started work on Pinocchio.
Yeah, but what's going to happen to Mickey and Minnie and Donald Duck?
Oh, they'll continue to be just as important as they've ever been. We wouldn't dream of anything else. But we're growing, Mr. DeMille, and experimenting. Leopold Stokowski, the famous conductor, is going to work with us on an idea of combining fine music with animated cartoons. He wants to make great symphonies popular with people all over the world. After that, Gosh, look at the clock. I've got to start running again. Good night.
I wish you the greatest success of your career, Walt. Good night. And now, in this season of Christmas stars, we bring you one of Hollywood's brightest, Marlene Dietrich.
Thank you, Mr. DeMille. There's one thing I really want to say to everyone. A happy Christmas to you all. Good night.
Good night, Marlena. And now will the gentleman report. Mr. Fairbanks, Mr. Atwell.
Thanks, C.B. You know, Lionel, Mr. DeMille here means a lot more to me than almost anyone else in Hollywood.
Really?
He's been my friend for years, helped me, advised me. I really think a great deal of Mr. DeMille.
I'm sure we all do.
That's very kind, gentlemen, but after all, Doug, I don't think this is the time to...
No, I want everyone to know what I think of you. For example, you like boats. You like to get away on the water. Peace, quiet, time to think things out. Any man who likes boats as much as you is bound to be a big man.
You're not leading up to borrowing my boat by any chance, are you?
Well, I thought if you weren't doing anything...
Yes, and how are you, Lionel?
Fine, C.B., thanks, fine. But speaking of hobbies, my stamp collection is really the...
Of course, I have a boat of my own, but it's in England, on the Thames. And if you're ever over there, I want you to feel that my boat is yours. Now, Just take it any time and keep it as long as you want.
But, Doug, I haven't the slightest idea of going to England.
Well, that's all right. I just want you to know that it's there when you do go.
Well, thanks. That's very generous.
And now, as man to man, I'm planning a little fishing trip. Do you think you could...
No.
No?
No.
Oh.
I haven't forgotten the last time I loaned my boat to you and Bob Montgomery and Lawrence Olivier. You filled it full of swordfish. The next time I took it out, it smelled like a hot Friday on the waterfront. I needed a surgical mask to walk up the gangplank.
Oh, that. Well, Lionel, about your stamp collection.
Oh, then you did loan Doug your boat, Mr. DeMille.
I certainly did. Oh. Once.
What else happened?
Lionel, what were you going to say about your stamp collection?
Oh, yes. I have a block of 1855 Mexican.
Lionel, while I think of it, do you have a yacht?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, but about those stamps, I've never seen anything like...
Mr. DeMille, don't you think that Lionel's a great actor? I mean, his performance tonight, the work he does on the screen. Why, if I just had 1/10 of the...
Yes, Doug.
Yes, Lionel?
My boat's in dry dock for the winter.
In dry dock?
Yes, in Baltimore.
Oh. Oh, Miss Dietrich.
Yes. Miss Dietrich's a great artist, too, but she doesn't have a boat.
You know, I'm afraid, Doug, the only boat you're going to get is the next one you take to England. When will that be?
Well, there you've got me. It'll probably be next summer. I think I'll get back then. I'll be pretty busy here for a while, but someday I hope to have things worked out so I'll be able to make 2 or 3 films here a year and 1 abroad. Mm-hmm. And if I can sandwich in an appearance in the Lux Radio Theater every now and then, why, I may even forgive CB for not letting me take his boat this time. But, well, we'll see. Good night, CB, and what I said about my boat still goes.
Thank you, CB.
Good night, shipmates. Good night.
Miss Dietrich's current film is Angel. Louis Silvers appeared through courtesy of 20th Century Fox Studios, where he was in charge of music for Love and Hisses. Now, an important announcement from Mr. DeMille.
Next Monday night, the Lux Radio Theater closes its book of 1937 presentations. To mark the occasion, we bring you a radio adaptation of that remarkable and highly successful motion picture produced by Samuel Goldwyn, Beloved Enemy. The romantic, thrilling drama of a young Irish patriot and a beautiful English girl torn between their love of country and their love for each other. Our stars, Brian Aherne of the original cast and one of the screen's most beautiful actresses, Madeleine Carroll. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Madeleine Carroll and Brian Aherne in Beloved Enemy. And now, before we say good night, I'd like to reach across the miles and take the hand of each one of you, whether you're man, woman, or child, in a warm clasp of friendship, and say a happy Christmas to you. We learn to care most for those we serve most. And since my main endeavor each week is assembling and staging the Lux Radio Theater production for you, I look upon you all as close friends and attentive neighbors who make it a joy for me to come on this stage every week and say greetings from Hollywood. I hope you'll have all the joys and blessings of the Christmas season. The cast and staff of the Lux Radio Theater and our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes and Lux Toilet Soap, join me in these greetings. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
You are listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR. Brought to you by G3PL.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is age. A-G-E.
Don't get personal, Fenneman. Really? You bet you're alive.
from 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
What's he doing now? Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $6,000 for one of our couples tonight. We've gone this high only once before. I've been that high many times, but, well, it's a lot of money. Maybe somebody will win it tonight, huh? Let's hope so.
Groucho, just before we went on the air, we selected an aircraft worker and a man with an interesting job to be on the show, and here they come. Miss Betty Dormont, Mr. Jerry Hoffman, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word. It's something you always have with you. Let's see now. Miss Betty Dormont and Mr. Jerry Hoffman, eh? Betty, may I ask your age?
Yes, I'm 24.
24, huh? How long have you been 24?
About 24 years.
That's a good answer, anyhow. It's baffling, but it's a good answer. Mr. Jerry Hoffman, where are you from, Mr. Hoffman?
Originally from the Bronx, New York, Groucho, but I've been out. I've been here for 26 years.
Oh, well, then you're practically a native son, huh?
Yes.
You still root for the Bronx Bombers?
No, I don't pay much attention to baseball.
You don't, huh?
No.
You mean, in other words, you root for Cincinnati? Now, I understand you have a very interesting job, Jerry. What is it?
Well, I am in public relations, Mr. Marx.
Oh. Okay. Well, just how public are your relations?
Well, it's commonly called a press agent, Trey.
Oh, you're a press agent, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, press agent can be pretty common, all right. What kind of agents do you address?
Well, I'm with Columbia Pictures.
They still in business? Huh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, very much so. As a picture called The Marrying Kind will prove.
What is it called?
The Marrying Kind, with Judy Holliday and a new star, Aldo Ray.
Oh, that sounds like it ought to be a pretty good picture.
It's a wonderful picture.
Didn't Blake Dragnet have something to do with it?
He produced it.
Oh, well, he's a nice fellow.
Yes,
Give him my
very clever man. I will, thank you.
And you can have him, too, as long as... Now, Betty, do you mind if I talk to you for a while?
That's all right. I'd be happy to talk to you.
You would, huh? I didn't mean right here. I was thinking of later on. Perhaps after the show. Well, enough of that kind of thinking, Where do you work, Betty?
I work at Douglas Aircraft in the inspection department.
Well, what do you do there?
Well, briefly, we inspect inspectors.
What does the inspector inspect while you're inspecting the inspector? I think my needle's stuck, huh?
Well, he inspects the airplanes and...
And how much wood does a woodchuck chuck of a woodchuck?
He inspects the airplanes, and we sort of follow him and pick up the squawks that he writes about the airplane.
Are you allowed to take any of these home with you? What do you do with these reports that you make?
Well, we compile them in statistics, and then they graph them in the front office. In front.
You say there's graph in the front office? Seems to me that's where they need the inspecting. Jerry, I'll call you Jerry.
Please do.
Kind of formal. Jerry, I'm curious. You give new actors the big build-up. Now, pretend Betty here has just signed a contract, and she's brand new. Nobody ever heard of her. Now, what would you do with her?
Well, that's a large order, but not too large, considering that the girl has a lot of natural charm and a lot of natural attractiveness. They might want to change her hair. This is a matter for the front office to decide.
Is that where they change it, in the front office?
Well, they make the decisions on the glamour treatment.
I see.
But we may also suggest some changes. The basic job for the publicity department would be to make her name a household word.
You mean like Drano? Well, you're a very nice couple, and I think you're going to be very happy together. And I'd like to go on talking to you two all night, but we have so much money at stake tonight that we've got to get on with this. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $6,000 question. Right now, I'd like you to devote your attention to an important announcement.
Take the 5-mile trial.
Take the 5-mile trial.
Your DeSoto Plymouth dealer has mapped out a 5-mile trial course through stop-and-go traffic, over rough roads, and out on the open highway. A stern test for any car. And he invites you to get behind the wheel and drive the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8 over this course, so you can discover for yourself all the great new DeSoto features. As you drive along, you'll be able to feel the great power of the exciting new Fire Dome V8 engine. Power with smoothness never before achieved in any car. You'll feel the sure stopping power of DeSoto power brakes. In parking and out on the highway, too, you'll feel new ease in steering. Why, DeSoto's sensational new full power steering takes literally all the effort out of steering. Makes turning the wheels as easy as dialing a phone. So tomorrow, stop at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers and ask to take the 5-mile trial in either the exciting new 160 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the famous DeSoto Power Master 6. Find out why the new DeSoto is America's most talked about new car. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. Fire Dome Fenneman?
Yes.
This is Fire Dome Fenneman. Tell them the rules.
You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $6,000 DeSoto Plymouth question later in the show.
Clear? Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. From our list of 20 categories, you selected scrambled proverbs. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
1990 or 50, which do you want? 1950? She would like 1950.
All right. What is this proverb? Where there is no speculation, there is no increase in value.
No risk. No.
There's no increase in value.
Oh dear.
There is no speculation. There's no increase in.
Where there is no speculation, there is no increase in value.
No risk. Isn't that awful? Oh dear.
Oh, isn't this terrible?
I know you know it too. You were hanging right around it, Jerry. It's a nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Nothing gained.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, that's too bad.
You now have 50 cents.
Now, don't get discouraged. The big money is the $6,000. One week we had a couple here that won the chance at the big money, and they won $1. So I don't want you to get discouraged. Remember, you're going for $6,000. Now, how much are you going to bet this time?
The 50 cents.
The whole thing.
Yes.
All right, what is this proverb? It is inadvisable to peer into the oral cavity of a gratuitous equine.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
That's right, that's right. That's a much tougher one.
Well, you're climbing again. You have $1 now.
All right, now how much are you going to bet?
$2. $1.
She's going to borrow $1 from Mr. Hopper. What is this proverb? During the absence of the domesticated feline, the rodents cavort.
When the cat's away, the mice are away.
Absolutely right.
You now have $2.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to go for?
$2.
The whole thing. All right. What is this proverb? A revolving boulder will not accumulate lichen.
Rolling stone
gathers no moss.
Well, they wound up with $4, Groucho.
Nobody leaves here with $4. I'm going to give you one question for $21, which will give you a total of $25. Now, get this right, and no coaching, please. It's a tough question. You ready? How many layers in a 3-layer cake?
3.
Right, 3 layers is right. Put it there, baby. I'm sorry you didn't do that. Thank you. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We invited some insurance men to the program tonight, Groucho, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. Ross Harrison. His partner is a housewife, Mrs. Lucy Rankin. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mr. Ross Harrison, you're the insurance man, eh? I could tell you were an insurance man because you've got one foot in the microphone already. Huh? Now, Mrs. Lucy Rankin, you're the housewife. Where were you born, Lucy?
Canary Islands.
Is that so? Could you fly a few times around the room? Where are the Canary Islands, Lucy?
Off Morocco.
You're off your rocker, did you say? Lucy, I'm not interested in your personal peculiarities. At this point, I just want to know where you were from.
Canary Islands.
Canary Islands. Mm-hmm. Did you meet Admiral Byrd down there? How did you happen to be born in the Canary Islands when there were so many other places to be born in? Were you throwing a wingding at the time?
No, my father was a mining engineer on the Gold Coast of Africa.
Hmm?
And Canary Islands are rather close.
Oh, are they?
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Canary Islands was near where Columbus came when he...
He did.
Well, that wasn't near Africa, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? I better go back to school again. I get everything mixed up. Now, Lucy, we've never had anybody on the show before who was born on the Canary Islands. Were you born in the regular manner, or did you hatch?
Well, regular manner, I guess. My mother was American, and the doctor was Spanish, and she couldn't speak any Spanish, and he couldn't speak any English. But I was born anyhow.
Lucy, that could have been disastrous. That Spanish doctor could have taken out your mother's appendix. Then where would you be? Riddle me that. Well, you're real cute, Lucy. You look like a nice guy. Are you married?
Sure.
Skip it. Lucy, since you were born in the Canary Islands, what kind of a citizen are you? Are you American, or are you a canary?
Well, according
I thought you'd be more yellow. Are you American or canary?
Well, according to Spanish law, any child born in the Spanish territory is a Spaniard.
Mm-hmm.
But my mother refused to register me, have me registered as Spanish, and he refused to register me as English. So I'm miscellaneous.
You mean you were miscellaneous before you were married? Now you're miscellaneous. Well, let's talk to you, Mr. Harrison, about insurance. Looks like you could stand a little yourself after that cough you just threw there. You better take out fire and theft on that lung of yours. Now, before we go any further, I want to make it plain that I don't want to buy any insurance. Is that clear, Mr. Harrison?
I don't want to sell any insurance. Don't want to sell you any insurance.
I see. You regard me as a bad risk, eh?
I don't sell insurance. I just
why
make the adjustments.
Why don't you want to sell me insurance?
I don't sell insurance. I just make adjustments.
Well, could you do something to my back here? My back. What kind of adjustments do you make?
We investigate all kinds of accidents, determine liability, attempt to make a settlement.
Well, like what, for example? You'd have to be more specific. What kind of crooked hanky-panky do you get involved in your job? Nefarious.
You would be surprised how many aches and pains we can cure when we dispense that long green folding money. People recover so rapidly.
It has charms to soothe the savage beast.
It's the most healing balm in the world.
I thought you looked a little shifty the minute you walked in here. Now, I don't want to be insulting, but how is it you're not in jail, Mr. Harrison?
I don't commit the embezzlements. I only investigate them.
Oh, I see. What makes you suspicious in the first place? Do you just automatically regard everybody as a crook and work from there?
A good claims adjuster's almost clairvoyant. He can read a man by his shifty eyes, his nervous motions, his mannerisms of speech.
Well, I'm glad I don't fit that description. But in case you think I do, just remember, it takes a crook to catch a crook. I want to thank every crook in the audience for Well, you're a mighty interesting couple. And I want to give you a chance to win some real money. But before I do, I want to remind you to take a ride in the new DeSoto Fire Don't Mate. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $6,000. Can't tell you how much you have to win, but Mr. Fenneman's going to remind our listeners.
The publicity man and his partner won $4, and the secret word is age.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. There are common expressions that you have heard and used many times. I'll give you a keyword, and you give me the whole expression. For example, if I said proud, you would reply as a peacock. Proud as a peacock. Is that clear? I don't know why you picked such an involved category. All right, here's your first question. How much of the $20 will you try? Talk up,
What do you think?
$19.80.
Honey, you're going for broke.
$19.80? Is that all right with you, Mr. Harris?
I don't agree with her. I'm conservative. I'm an insurance adjuster.
All right.
I split 5 on.
Oh, no.
Then go for broke.
All right, time's a wasting, kids. Come on.
If you only put
Why don't you
5.
compromise
Let's
and
go for broke.
What, 20?
20.
Okay.
You're going for the whole 20? Okay, here we go. The word is wise. What's the rest of the expression? Wise?
As an owl.
Wise as an owl is right.
Off to a great start. You have $40.
Remember, you're going for $6,000 tonight. How much of the $40 you're going to try this time?
$39.75.
$39.75, is that it?
$39.75.
$39.75. The word is pretty. What is the rest of the expression? Pretty?
As a picture.
That's right. Pretty as a picture.
You now have $79.75.
Here's your bad question. How much of the $79.75 you going to risk?
79.
Go ahead.
79. The word is stubborn. What's the rest of the expression? Stubborn?
It's a mule.
As a mule.
Stubborn as a mule is right.
You now have $158.75.
It's your last chance to be the other couples. How much you going to go for?
All it?
Shoot to work.
Shoot to work.
All right. The word is flat. What's the rest of the expression? Flat?
As a pancake.
That's right. Flat as a pancake. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Wait a minute. I haven't got it added up yet.
Oh, why don't we give him the $6,000?
No, you'll wind up with a grand total of $317.50.
Well, thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have a married couple for you, Groucho. They were...
Merry-go-round, did you say?
No, we have a married couple for you. They were selected from our studio audience just before we went on the air because they have some interesting experiences to tell you. Mr. and Mrs. Cornelia Smith, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mr. and Mrs. Cornelia Smith, huh? Oh, he's flirting with you. You're married already, huh? Let's see, Mr. and Mrs. Cornelia Smith. And you're married? Mrs. Smith, what's your first name?
Grace.
Well, you're very attractive. May I ask how old you are?
30.
30. Well, you don't look it. And you're married to Mr. Smith, eh?
Yes.
Cornelius. Oh, come now. I can't call you Cornelius. What shall I call you?
Everybody calls me Corny.
That's a coincidence. That's what everybody calls me, too. Where are you from? Coney Island?
No, I was born in Fort Huachuca down on the Mexican border.
I beg your pardon?
Fort Huachuca.
Have you tried antihistamine? Gracie, you have very pretty teeth. Atta girl. Now, where's your birthplace?
Baguio, Luzon.
You sound like you're in worse shape than he is. Baguio, Luzon? How do you explain your birthplace, Mrs. Smith?
My father was a major in the Army and stationed in the Philippines.
Oh, I see. Now, Coney, how do you explain where you were born?
Well, my father was in the Army, too. And he was stationed at Fort Huachuca. My mother was there, too.
That comes in pretty handy. How long did you live in that fort, Coney?
About a year, Groucho, and then we went down to South America, to Venezuela, and to Colombia. And then back up to Camp Meade, and then to Camp Bullis, and then to Fort Sam Houston, and then to Fort Bliss.
Your father certainly kept moving. He must have been a private, was he?
No, he was a colonel.
Well, sometimes those colonels have to keep moving even faster than the private. If they don't, they might get drafted. I mean for active duty. Coney, with all that Army background, I'm surprised you're not a general. How come you didn't join the Army?
Well, I went in the Marine Corps instead, Groucho.
You learned more about the Army than I thought you did, huh? Where did you bump into this charmer here?
I met her in Dhahran, Saudi Arabia.
That's up in Oregon, isn't it?
No, it's in the Middle East, Groucho.
Oh, yes, near Muncie, Indiana. Now, quit stalling, Coney. Where did you meet Grace?
I met her in Arabia. I was doing engineer work for one of the oil companies out there, and she was the secretary of the president of the company.
Arabia is a strange country, Coney, isn't it, for a couple of Americans? What did you do for entertainment over there?
Pretty much the same thing you do over here.
Now, don't tell me you played canasta every night. You better explain that, Coney.
Well, I mean, they have...
What happened? That's pretty dated. They don't say that anymore. They say, how about that?
They have movies, tennis courts, swimming pool, lots of parties going all the time. And those Arabian Nights aren't so bad, you know.
How are the daytimes?
Not too good.
Where did you get married?
In Cairo, Egypt.
Oh, well, that sounds like a...
then we went to Europe on our honeymoon.
Where did you go in Europe?
Oh, we went to Greece.
Go behind the Iron Curtain?
No, into France and Italy and others. I don't remember them all.
You don't remember where you were? Well, I would say you had a real nice honeymoon. Do you remember where you went, Coney?
Sure.
American men are so romantic. That's what Zsa Zsa Gabor says. Well, Grace, now that you're back in America, what sort of work are you and Coney doing?
Why, he's doing sculpture in ceramics. He does American Indians, the Navajos, or Kachina dolls, little figurines about so high.
Is that anything like tangerines?
No.
What do people do with these things after they buy them besides dust them?
Oh, they put them on sideboards and high boards and on whatnot shelves.
Wait a minute, what's a whatnot shelf? Huh?
Why, it's...
Is that a shelf made out of a whatnot?
Anything, I guess you don't know a name for it, you just call it a whatnot.
Well, I'll have a name for that, don't I? Why do people want these whatnots?
Well, they make good conversation pieces. It gives people something to talk about.
You mean they're not content to talk about taxes and the war and the election, United Nations, or silly stuff like that, eh? They'd rather lose themselves in whatnots. I don't believe it. Who'd be silly enough to talk about a whatnot?
Well, we've been talking about them for a few minutes now.
Did you know that a camel can go 8 days without a joke? And this is a shining example. Well, you make a charming and a pretty witty couple, and I'd like to continue talking to you two, but it's time to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $6,000. Now, you run your $20 and they're more than our other couples. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners. You look like a pretty smart couple.
The lady from the Canary Islands and the insurance man lead with $317.50.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected largest cities of the countries of the world. You ought to be pretty good at that after that honeymoon you had, Coney. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Talk up. Don't keep it a secret.
$19.99.
$19.99. What is the largest city in Chile?
Santiago.
Santiago is right.
Well, you're on your way.
Not to be.
You have $39.99.
Remember, you're going for $6,000 tonight. How much of the $39.99 are you going to bet?
Okay.
$39.98.
What is the largest city in Morocco?
Casablanca.
Casablanca is right.
You have $79.97.
Here's your third question. How much of that are you going to bet?
Shoot the words.
Shoot the works? All right. What is the largest city in Romania?
Bucharest.
Bucharest is right.
You have $159.94.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to go for?
All of it.
Let's go.
All of it.
All of it. All right. What is the largest city in Switzerland? Talk it over.
It's either Bern or Zurich. Zurich.
Zurich is right.
And you'll wind up with $319.88. And that means that you people, in just 1 minute, get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $6,000 question. Here's a good tip for all of us car owners to keep in mind as we look forward to another busy season of summer driving. Make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. May is Vehicle Maintenance Month. And there's no better place to take your car for a safety inspection than a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Here, highly skilled mechanics trained in factory methods will see to it that your car gets a complete safety checkup. Brakes, headlights, wheels, tires, steering, windshield wipers, glass, horn, muffler, and exhaust. They'll see that everything is done to make your car safe and sound for the thousands of happy miles of driving ahead of you. And you'll be pleasantly surprised when you find how little this costs. Remember, make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. Drive in where you see the familiar sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And now, here's our winning couple, Groucho, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth.
I like the cut of your jib.
$6,000 question. Come on in, folks.
Well, maybe that honeymoon came in pretty handy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known all those cities. Here we go for $6,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Here it is. If you'll remember, nectar was the drink of the gods on Olympus. For $6,000, tell me, what was the fabulous food of the gods that ensured them strength, power, beauty, and immortality? Talk it over. All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia's right. That's right, you win $6,000.
Come on back.
Plus how much, wait a minute. They won $6,000 and how much in the quiz, George?
Oh, I've completely forgotten that. $319.88.
That makes $6,398.63.
No, but it's close.
$63,1988, is that right?
No.
No, well, how
yes.
much?
I'm happy.
Fenneman, you're fired. Get your fired homemade and get out of here. Well, what are you going to do with all that swag, kids? Another honeymoon?
I think maybe so. We've always wanted to go down to British East Africa, down to Nairobi and Kenya and Tanganyika. We haven't been down there yet.
Yeah, well, give them my regards. Well, congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
Thank you.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see DeSoto Fire Don't Make tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
You are listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR. Brought to you by G3PL.com.
The Raleigh Cigarette Program from Hollywood, starring Red Skelton, with Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, Wonderful Smith, and yours truly, Truman Bradley. smokers, seeing is believing. This is especially true in judging cigarettes. And you can see the difference. You can see the superiority of Raleigh cigarettes with your very eyes. Compare the open ends of a pack of Raleighs with any other brand. You'll see that the tobacco in Raleighs is brighter, unmistakably more golden in color. Experts will tell you these golden tobaccos are choicer, more expensive. And into the exclusive Raleigh blend go 31 of these superior golden tobaccos, each selected for the distinctive flavor it contributes. No other cigarette is blended with more care. No other cigarette gives you Raleigh's richness, smoothness, mildness. Raleigh cigarettes give you valuable coupons, too, redeemable for dozens of luxury premiums, cash, or the equivalent in war stamps. Look into Raleigh's, friends. Your own eyes will give you proof, beyond a dispute, that it pays in many ways to get the pack with the coupon on the back, Raleigh cigarettes. 1,000 Elton and his orchestra playing My Gal Sal. And now we bring you Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's brilliant young comedian.
Brilliant.
The star of our show, Red Skelton.
Very much, the armed forces out there. Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Say, Truman, wasn't it good to hear Fibber McGee and Molly back on the air tonight, huh?
Oh, it was wonderful,
Yeah,
Red.
boy.
Indeed it was. Say, Red, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been getting my car ready for the gasoline race meet.
Getting your car ready? What do you mean?
I've been weaning it. I'm kidding. I rode down here tonight on a streetcar, and I found the cutest little camera. No
You
kidding.
did, Red?
Oh, I forgot. NBC took that out, didn't they? There we go.
You know, I think gasoline racing will be good for California drivers, Red. They
think
won't drive so crazy. They're really wild here, aren't they?
Yeah, I saw a guy up on Hollywood Boulevard yesterday, and he was driving along with his arm around his girl.
Driving with his arm around his girl.
Yeah.
Well, that's nothing.
Oh, no, she was in the rumble seat.
Hello, Red.
Hello, Ozzy. Say, you look good tonight.
Oh, I feel great. I'm in love.
Are you sure it's love, or maybe it's just vitamins? Huh?
No, it's love, and
Love, huh?
she's wonderful. She's a blonde.
A blonde, huh? What's the color of her eyes?
Well, I don't know. She always wears goggles.
She always wears goggles? Why?
Did you ever try welding without them?
Hello, Red.
Hello, Harriet. Say, what do you think of the new gas ration?
Oh, I just drive along until I run out of gas and then fill the tank with 7-Up.
Does it work?
No, but you ought to hear it fizz. Say, did you ever try to roller skate, Red?
Yeah, I tried roller skating, but it's too tough for me. So I've been practicing on a pogo stick. Everything was fine until I came downtown.
Yeah, what happened, Red?
Well, I waited for the light to change, and I pogued when I should have gogued.
Well, you know, walking won't hurt any of us.
Yeah, you know, that's right. I don't know how many times I've walked from one end of Hollywood Boulevard to the other.
I know, Red, but they've all got defense jobs nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, we might as well get used to this rationing idea, Red, because pretty soon we're going to have meatless days, too.
Oh,
yeah, and everybody's going to have to eat fish or chicken.
Yeah, you know, my rooster heard about the meatless days over the radio, so he barracudaed him... So he barricaded himself inside his chicken coop. No kidding, I'm the only comic in radio that reads the blotches on the paper. My rooster heard about meatless days over the radio, so he barricaded himself inside the chicken coop.
Really?
Yeah, and all day long he keeps yelling, if they want me, they gotta come and get me.
Boy meets girl, that's the old routine. But when it strikes home, if you know what I mean, it's part of a heavenly plan. Here's how it all began. I met her on Monday, the meeting was grand. The next day was Tuesday, I held her hand. Wednesday night I met her dad and mother and gave a nickel to her freckle-faced brother. Kissed her on Thursday, 9:45. Met her on Friday, kissed her again. What do you think happened on Saturday night? That's right, we met the preacher. That's right.
I met him on Monday, the meeting was grand. The next day was Tuesday, he held my hand. Wednesday night he met my dad and mother. He gave a quarter to my freckle-faced brother.
A quarter? A nickel is the usual.
Well, you see, these kids are organized. I met him on Friday, he kissed me, and then what do you think happened on Saturday night? That's right, he got drafted. That's right.
That was Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard singing Rochote. Come in. Well, well, Wonderful Smith. How are you, Wonderful?
Fine, Mr. Skelton, fine.
Say, Wonderful, I hear you got married.
Nope, but I almost got married.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I found out just in time that them ties she's got is only retread.
You know, I wish I could have seen you proposing to your girl. Did you get out on one knee?
Yes, sir, and I'm sorry I did.
Why?
We was in the La Brea tar pits at the time.
Well, that's no place to take a girl, Wonderful. You should have taken her up in the mountain.
I tried that, but that wasn't any good.
What was the matter?
Did you ever try to kiss a girl with an anti-aircraft gun for a chaperone?
You've got a technique. I can see that.
Oh,
Wonderful.
yes, sir. First, I got down on my knees.
Yeah?
Then I looked at her.
Yeah, then what?
Then she got down on her knees. Rolled a 7 and I was faded.
Say, do her folks like you?
Yes, sir. In fact, the whole family likes me. They's all over my house paying me a visit right now.
Well, you know, Wonderful, that sounds like a good subject for tonight. Different people stopping in for a visit. So first we have J. Newton Numbskull, the gentleman hobo, alias Roy Del Ruth. And he's just married a debutante who's going to visit her folks for the first time.
Are we really going to Niagara Falls on a honeymoon?
No. I don't want to see Niagara Falls. I want to see Hitler, Hirohito, and Mussolini.
But why?
They're much bigger drips.
Newton, give me a kiss, Newton.
Okay, pucker up.
Oh, I say, Newt, your lips are wonderful. How did you develop that pucker?
I used to watch Goldfish a lot.
Well, we're almost home, Newton. Oh, I do hope Father and Mother will like you.
Do you think they will?
Oh, surely. When I was a child, I was always bringing home mongrels.
No. Well, they ought to like me, all right. I don't drink, I don't gamble, I don't stay out at night.
What do you do?
I'm ashamed to tell you.
Oh, come on, tell me, Newt.
You sure you won't tell anybody?
I won't tell. What do you do?
I drive 36 miles an hour.
Well, we're coming to where I live.
Okay. Save that rubber, Bob.
Oh, dear, there's Mother. Something tells me she's seen the papers about my marrying a hobo.
Gwendolyn, my dear, is it true? Is it true? Our name is ruined.
What are you crying for? Did you lose your job at the shipyard?
Mother, this is J. Newton Numbskull, my husband.
Oh, my poor girl. Married to a man.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. I wear slacks a lot.
Jeeves?
Yes,
Yes, madame.
Bring the luggage and show him to the guest room.
Oh, you don't have to dirty a sheet just for me. I can sleep anywhere. The bar, the wine cellar.
You're not a drinking man, are you?
No. You don't get this way from eating peanuts.
Would you walk this way, sir?
Boy, this is class. Butlers, swimming pools. Boy, what a joint this is. Hey, you got some nice pictures on the wall, too. Look at that picture of the Goodyear blimp.
Snootin'. That's Mother in her slacks.
Oh, now I know what they mean by inflation.
Shall I show you to your room, sir?
Yeah, let me take some of them bags.
I have them, sir.
Oh, come on. Let me help you. This is my old racket. I used to be a bag smasher.
I say, you can't carry all of them.
Don't tell me I can't. I'll show you I can.
Careful going up those steps. With that many bags, you're likely to fall backwards, you know.
No, I won't.
I thought you said you were a baggage smasher.
Them bags are smashed, you know.
Here is your room, sir.
Okay, boy, what a bed. I wonder if there's any money hidden in that mattress.
I doubt it, sir.
I'll bet you a nickel there is.
What?
I'll bet you a nickel there's money in that mattress. Where's my pocket knife? I'll find out, boy. Money in here somewhere.
Well?
You got change for a dime?
I'm afraid the lady of the house is going to be angry. This is the room Buffalo Bill slept in.
Yeah, is that his shotgun over the fireplace?
Yes, sir, but I wouldn't touch it, sir. It might be loaded.
Oh, don't tell me. I know all about guns. Oh, well, a little fresh air never hurt anybody. Then we have a lady and her little boy. His grandfather's going to pay them a visit. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little kid.
Junior, where are you?
Here I is, over in me bakery shop, making mud pie.
Oh, Junior!
Don't yell at me. I didn't use any sugar. Somehow they don't taste as good without her.
Oh, Junior, you didn't eat any of those mud pies, did you?
Yes, I did, but I never do it again, no. The rock I used for nuts broke me widow's teeth.
They did?
Yeah, now I really got a gap in me yap.
Oh, just look at you. You're so dirty you look like a little pig.
Ain't I don't? Come on, grease me up and try to catch me. Come on. Hey, Mommy, will you button the back of me son's suit?
Isn't it buttoned?
I don't think so. It feels like me drawbridge is down.
No, Junior. Now, it's all right. Come on, get cleaned up.
Oh, you can.
I just got a telegram, and who do you think is coming to visit us?
The stork.
No, storks don't send telegrams.
I bet if they did, you wouldn't have been home when I arrived, would you?
Now, listen. Your grandfather is coming.
You mean old Creepy Joe with a long white beard?
Yes, Junior.
Oh, boy, where'd me scissors?
Now,
Where'd me
Junior,
scissors?
if you try to cut his beard off again, you'll get a whipping.
Well, he said last time I was here I could cut it off the next time he came.
Oh, but you don't really want to, do you?
He don't know me very well, does he?
Now, you get into the house and wash up. Go on.
Okay. Me grandpa's coming to pay our dividends. Oh, now to wash me face. First, I will throw the soap out the window. Now for a couple of quick dabs. Singing in the bathtub. I wonder why your voice always sounds different when you're in the bathroom. Hanging in the bathtub.
Junior, can you reach the water?
Yeah, but a good thing it can't reach me. I'd be glad when I learn to read so I won't keep burning me little fingers on the hot water. I would turn it on good. I burned my fingers.
What's the matter?
I burned me little fingers.
You didn't because there's no hot water.
I froze me fingers.
Now you go dry your hands.
Okay.
Not on that. Oh, why do you use my best guest towel?
You always slap me when I use the curtain. Hey, which towel shall I use?
You know which towel is yours. They all have our names on them.
Oh, yeah. Hid, hurt, and the doped. Which one's mine, Mommy?
Well?
I bet you don't know. But we do, don't we, folks? Oh, somebody's door. I will go. We got company. Open the door.
Hello, Junior.
Well, hello, Beaver.
Is that Grandpa, Junior?
I think so. Maybe a spy. Wait, I'll make sure. I will nip on his leg.
Ow!
Well, he's one of us, all right. No meat.
Hello, Grandpa. It's good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm rather tired.
Well, here, Gramp, come on, sit down, sit
All
down.
right, thank you.
Go on.
Oh, dear. Did you break your hip, Grandpa?
No, but he broke what was on it. Smell the orange blossom.
Junior, I brought you something.
What'd you bring me? Oh, look, a BB gun, a BB gun.
And I have something in my carpet bag for you, too, my
BB
child.
gun.
I'll just stoop over and get it.
Now, he ought to know better than that.
Oh, you shot me while I was stooping over. Now, that's not fair.
Maybe not, but boy, what a target.
You'd better put that gun away.
No.
Let me have it.
No, I want it.
Junior, let him have it.
No.
Let him have it.
Okay.
Oh, not that way.
Now she tells me.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I must be getting old. I'm so tired. I think I'll go take a nap.
Oh, you ain't old, Gramp. That long white beard of yours is sapping your strength. Let me cut it off.
Oh, no, maybe so, but I'd die if anything happened to that beard of mine.
Would you really?
You wouldn't touch my beard. You wouldn't touch it, really, now, would you, Junior?
He ain't naive. He numb.
Now, you let Grandpa get his rest, Junior.
Okay. I will just sit right here. I will sit here. Oh, boy. Now, here I is, practically all alone. Now, let's see. Oh, quiet, Gramp. I can't sing. Let's see. I will go over my list of things to cause confusion. Break a vase. Nope, none left. Pull a cat's tail. Nope, none left. I don't know why it is, but me widow mind keeps wandering back to Grandpa's beard. If I do, he gets a snipping. I do it. I would take the scissors and cut off his beard. Snip here and snip there. Boy, ain't he fuzzy looking. Uh-oh, I feel something way back inside. Well, look who I found. Hopalong Cassidy. Boy, I hope I can reach his whiskers without knocking over the lamp.
Junior! Who did you knock over? Meow. Meow. Oh, that darn cat.
It always worked, always worked. Now back to me dirty work. Boy, this beard sure is tough. There's an awful lot of devil grass in there. Oh, don't he look naked now. I will go get a mirror so he can see himself. Hey, Gramp, wake up. Look, Gramp.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Gramp, look.
Oh, yes, it's a picture of me when I was a young man.
No, it ain't. That you now. I cut all you beard.
That's a good boy. It's a nice
ain't
night.
it, though?
What?
What's going on in here?
I cut Gramp's whiskers off.
Junior, you didn't.
What do you think that is on the floor, Mort?
Oh, now you're going to get it.
Ooh, my vaccination, my vaccination. Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra playing I Got a Gal in Kalamazoo named Rochote. Red.
Telegram for Red Skelton.
I'll take it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, Red, what are you doing tearing up that telegram without reading it?
I sent it to myself. I just like to see those new cute little messenger girls they got now.
Well, Red, I have 3 messages to pass on to our listeners tonight.
I still like the little girls myself.
The first one is from our government. It advises everyone with friends or relatives with our fighting forces overseas to mail Christmas presents during the month of October, just 2 days away, to ensure Christmas delivery.
What's the second message, Truman?
That's from the boys themselves, Harriet. Their own personal choice. Among the preferred gifts for men in service, cigarettes are an overwhelming favorite, as shown by questionnaires circulated in camps, posts, and stations everywhere.
I had good circulation once.
Well, you're in on this too, Ozzie, because it's from all of us to listeners everywhere. By all means, friends, send Raleigh cigarettes, and you send the finest to the finest men in the world. Raleighs are truly superior, blended from a choice combination of 31 selected tobaccos, more golden tobaccos, which you can see by comparison with any other cigarette. More golden tobaccos, which experts will tell you are choicer, more expensive. You can send no more welcome gift than cigarettes, the fighter's choice, the choice of discriminating smokers everywhere, Raleigh cigarettes.
Getting back now to people stopping in for a visit, we have Clem, the fellow from the country. He's on his way to see his girl, Daisy June. Well, here I am. I dream of Jeannie right there. Gee, I hope Daisy June's home. Uh-oh, there's a light on in Daisy June's house. I'll tiptoe over and see what's the occasion. It's a good thing I ain't wearing shoes. I'd wake everybody up. What's that sign on that chicken house there? Anybody found around here at night will be found around here in the morning. Well, I'll just open up the chicken house door and look in. Well, how do you like that? That rooster took a shot at me.
Who's there? Oh, hello, Clem.
Well,
Gee, Clem, you look clean. Did you wash your face?
No, we got a new little calf over at our house, and he thinks I'm his mother.
You say the silliest things.
Yo, don't I know? Mama screwed my head on very tight this morning.
Well, I'm sure glad you're here. A man's car broke down, and I'm putting him up for the night.
You?
If you sleep here, too, I won't be afraid that he'll steal anything.
Oh, he won't bother nobody. Where's he from?
Hollywood.
Lock the doors. Close the doors.
You better come on inside, Clem.
Okay.
And for Pete's sake, pull your long underwear up.
Well, I can't. Every time I pull up that end, my head disappears. We'll go in and see this. Howdy.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
I bet my father can lick your father.
Now, Clem, none of that.
You're from Hollywood, huh?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, then why ain't you outside baying at the moon? Now, I'm a-warning you. One false move and you're in for trouble, see? Just look at them muscles.
I don't see any muscles.
Not on me, on her.
Well, I hope you be comfortable. You'll find clean sheets on the bed.
Sheets? What's them?
To sleep between, silly.
Between silly and who?
Well, I think I'll retire for the night.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs with you.
Good night, boys.
Good night.
Good night.
You'll probably keep that
She
up
sure
all right.
is nice.
Yeah, someday she's going to make me the happiest man in the world.
Oh, is she going to marry you?
No, she's going to teach me to play hopscotch.
Clem! Would you like a cookie?
Sure, send her in.
Good night, boys.
Good
night.
night.
Good
She'll
night.
keep that up all
Well,
night.
this sure is a nice bedroom, Dick. Say,
comfortable bed, too.
Yeah, Martha Washington slept in this bed.
Martha Washington slept here. You mean George, don't you?
No, Martha. Here, have a chocolate.
Cold in here, too. I think I'll have a nightcap.
What's that?
Go ahead, swallow a little of it. Put a hair on your chest.
Will? Well, here goes.
I told you to put hair on your chest.
Well, put hair on your chest. Well, sure enough. Step right up and call me Peter Rabbit.
Oh, Clem, I nearly forgot to tell you. I talk in my sleep, you see, and the only time you'll get any sleep is when the guy I'm talking to answers me.
Oh, that's okay. I dream a lot. I dream every night I'm riding a scooter, and the only time you'll get any rest is when I'm coasting.
Well, come on, I'm getting sleepy. I want to turn in.
Yeah, me too. Well, good night.
Good night.
Good night. He's beginning to talk in his sleep already.
You think you'd like some muslin, madam? 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards. 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards.
Brother, you're going to pay for a bed sheet in the morning.
1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards.
Hey, take it easy. I feel a draft. Hey, you ripped my nightshirt right off the back. Oh, there's that cat. I better put her outside. Come here, kitty. Come on, come on. Come on, outside. Don't get tough with me. Out you go. Get out of here. Hey, let me in, will you?
Say, you men sitting there in those armchairs, listen.
Pipe smokers, you'll get more pleasure out of your pipe if you put Sir Walter Raleigh into it. Sir Walter Raleigh is smooth and mild, blended to perfection from a combination of extra choice burleys. Sir Walter Raleigh has a distinctive nut-like mellowness, a full, rich flavor that can't be beat, burns even and cool, never bites your tongue. And the pleasing aroma of Sir Walter Raleigh is something that everyone enjoys. Men, smoke the quality pipe tobacco of America, Sir Walter Raleigh.
Remember, we'll all be back again next Tuesday at the same time. Red Skelton, Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, Wonderful Smith, and yours truly, Truman Bradley. Until next Tuesday, then.
This is Red Skelton saying goodbye now. Thanks for listening. Good night, Mummy.
Red Skelton is heard on this program through the courtesy of the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios. This program has been broadcast in the armed forces overseas and has come to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
You have been listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR, brought to you by G3PL.com. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Old Time Radio Research Group for their remarkable efforts in preserving and archiving the captivating world of old time radio programs. Their dedication to safeguarding these precious audio gems ensures that future generations can relish the enchanting stories, music, and entertainment of the past. Their invaluable contribution allows us to step back in time and experience the magic of radio history firsthand. Their link is in the description below.